workers, everyone watching this video. My name is Ebony, and in this video I wanted to explain to you my spiritual awakening, how I even got here. Like, I just kind of feel like I just popped up out of nowhere. And I wanted to make a video and kind of explain to you how I got here, how I was introduced to angel numbers, when I woke up, basically, and just share my story. Tell the people who you are. Like this, I think YouTube is the perfect platform because you have no judgment of me. You don't know me. And the love is genuine, it's pure, it's real. You know, you can't fake energy. So I feel it. Like, I know that the love is real. So I feel more comfortable sharing my story with you because I think you'll get it. It's kind of different from people that kind of knew my ego self to look like this bitch crazy than to have someone that is just like really naturally drawn to me. So I'm in a good feeling place. My energy is high, and I just want to kind of share my story and tell you how I even got here, like why I am so passionate about angel numbers and all that good stuff. For you to know who I am, you have to know who I was. I've always been like pretty, okay? I've always considered myself pretty. I was like a chunky monkey, you know, but I always said my favorite saying is I ain't never had a problem with my face. I may have been big, but I ain't never been ugly. But let's be very clear. I ain't never had a problem with my face. Like, never. I may have been big, but I ain't never been ugly. Like, never. Never. Like, I never looked in the mirror and was like, ew. You get what I'm saying? Now, I may have looked at my stomach and be like, oh my gosh, I got to get this stomach together, which I did. But I never looked in the mirror and was like, oh my God, I'm ugly. Like, I was brought up always being called pretty. Like, everyone always said I was a pretty black girl. Pretty for a dark-skinned girl. Pretty, but that didn't really bother me because I got called pretty so much. I just was like, okay, I'm pretty. And I never wore makeup because I always had flawless skin. I never really had any acne problems or anything like that. Actually, May the 12th, 2016, I experienced my spiritual awakening. I didn't know what it was at the time, but hindsight, looking back, that was my spiritual awakening. And my worst turner on. I fainted. I got weak. I just was walking, just fell and busted my face open. Like, I was already on this path of being positive, and you know, I had retired myself from teaching. I was a teacher for over 10 years. I taught foods. I was the home ec teacher. Long story short, I retired myself from teaching, and then it was like my whole world changed from there. Like Steve Harvey said in an interview, when you jump out of the airplane, your parachute is not just gonna open up. Okay, so I retired myself in 2014 from teaching, and I said I want to open this business, and then I moved back. Like, nothing happened the way I thought it was going to happen. I didn't understand it at the time, but now I do, because it was like I just kind of jumped into it without really having much thought, like not really planning anything. So that was kind of like the first step, me quitting my job. Like, okay, I'm going to work for myself. I'm smart enough. If I'm smart enough to do all these conferences and presentations for the school system and present countywide and statewide, then I can definitely put that energy into myself and work for myself, because my energy is so strong, I can't really work for nobody. That's just me. So I already knew that it's kind of birthed in me. I just didn't know how challenging it would be. Like, everyone says it'll be challenging, but I never do that. Anyway, fast forward to my spiritual awakening. So, you know, I was putting a lot of energy into how I looked. And so I went and got surgery. Like, okay, if I get my body right, it's over for you hoes. You feel me? And I'm just being completely honest. That was my ego self talking. Like, I get my body done, it's over for you hoes. Like, yeah. So I changed my diet. I started eating fruits and vegetables. I stopped eating meat and, you know, chemicals and processed foods, and started learning about genetically modified foods and all that good stuff. And I was just kind of on this path, working out every day, doing yoga, like body getting right, waist getting smaller. Like, it was just really like, yeah, okay, I'm living my best life in my eyes, right? I've always been over 200 pounds. Like, I was 200 pounds in middle school. So I want to say, yeah, on May 12th, that day, I think I was maybe like 185, and that's the lowest I had ever been. Like, I ain't never been 185. So I was happy. So I went, and I think I spent like 15 minutes on Snap. So if you got a 15-minute Snap story, you know that is just ridiculous. But I really was like breaking everything down. Like, look, this is my kitchen. This is what I'm eating. Quinoa, organic this, coconut oil. Like, just showing all the foods and stuff. Like, really being a teacher and telling them about sodium and MSG and just, chemicals, just being exactly who I am. But still had a little bit of ego self. And I remember saying, I was walking down the steps in my apartment, like, I'm going to give y'all the game for free, Snap. Everyone else, I'm going to have to charge a fee. I like y'all, Snap. I'm going to give y'all the game for free. Everybody else, I'm going to have to charge a fee. Feel me? I am. So, I love y'all. And then I go to the beauty supply store that day. And I am getting out and my skin is just glowing. You know, when you exercise and you eating good, you can see it in your aura. You can see it in your vibe. You can see it in your skin. So I'm like, oh my gosh, look at my face. Like, I'm literally, and I'll probably find a clip and show y'all. I'm literally like, oh my gosh, look at my skin. No makeup, olive oil, coconut oil. Like, just really being, got this natural glow like this. I got to remind you, ain't no makeup on here. You feel me? Ain't no makeup, baby. Olive oil, coconut oil. That's why I say this spirit world is real. So that was the last snap. I'm walking into the beauty supply store saying that to my Snap followers, like, yeah, look at me, look at my beautiful face, look at this skin, look at this glow. And then not even 15 minutes later, I'm on the ground with my face bust open with lacerations, blood dripping all down my face. Shit. No, my face. Oh, Lord, my beautiful face is fucked up. My Snap followers never got to see that snap because I knew that my karma was immediate. Let me tell you how I ended up on the ground. So I had my waist shaper on. My waist was at 32 inches. I had on a size 32 shaper, which is super tight. I really should have been in the 34, but I wanted to be. And plus, I was really preparing for a cruise, so I knew I was going to be in bikinis for a week because I was going on a cruise. So, I was just going really hard, exercising, not eating. I had my water, but I hadn't drank it yet, and it was hot. And I'm outside talking on the phone, and then I just started getting really faint, what's going on. So I knew I had to come out my waist shaper. So I'm trying to go inside and try to do everything, take my waist shaper off, and then I wanted to just kind of lay down and try to get myself together. And that's all I remember. The next thing I know, my aunt is screaming like, are you okay? And I wasn't okay because I knew I had fell or something. I didn't feel anything. All I know is that I was on the ground. And when my aunt came in, she was just like, I could look up at her. I knew I was on the ground, but I'm looking at her. She's like, oh my God, call the ambulance. Just going crazy, right? And so I'm like, what? And on my phone, I'm looking on my phone. I didn't have the 10 then. Of course, it was like maybe the 7 or 6. But no, 6 because I didn't get a 7. So maybe I had my 6. But, now I look and I see like lacerations. And as soon as I looked at my phone, I just pressed record. Like, I don't know what led me to do that. It's just, I just felt like, okay, this need to be like, is this really real? So I'm looking in my face like, oh my God, I can't believe this. For one, it's 2 days, we about to go on a cruise. And for two, my face, my favorite part of my body, like, are you really serious right now? But then I realized, like, I had lacerations at the top of my eye. I had 2 lacerations at the bottom of my eye, in my nose and everything, but I still had my vision. So the very first thing, and I'm going to keep it real, the very first thing I said was, somebody wish that on me. Somebody wish this on me because I was just hurt. Like, but then after I had time to kind of process it, I knew like, nobody can, well, you know what, I can't even say nobody can put anything because like somebody told me recently, don't ever think you can't get got. And one thing I have learned about universal laws is whether you want it or not, it's coming to you. Okay, so whether you say, oh, I don't like this, you still giving attention to it and it will manifest in your life. I'm living proof of that because I always said I never had a problem with my face. And then when I got my surgery, I have a scar from hip to hip because I got a tummy tuck. So I always would say I'm tattooed and scarred up, and I have keloid skin. So I got keloids on my back. I had a keloid on my ear. I just have keloid skin, so I have scars on my body. So, and I want to say Lil Wayne got a song to say, because I'm tattooed and scarred up, right? And ever since that song, I'm like, yeah, I am too, because I got tattoos all over my body. And so I always was like, yeah, that resonates with me. I'm tattooed and scarred up. Not thinking that I'm still attracting more scarring scarring on my favorite part of my body, but I did. So that kind of hurt me, but I understood the power of positive thinking. And I knew that my body had the ability to heal itself. So I went through that, and it was traumatizing. Like, for me, especially, it was damaging to my ego self. I felt no physical pain. Like, even as I was in the hospital, I felt no physical pain. Like, nothing hurt at all. It was an emotional hurt. Like, me having to look in the mirror and see scars on my face that was flawless. I never had any type of issues with my face. That just kind of, it killed me. Like, it was like that ego self, that part of me straight died. Like, I knew right then, for one, I knew the angels surrounded me, and I knew that God had a sense of humor. Okay, because that was perfect for me. Okay, everybody got a furnace with their name on it. Whatever you go through, whatever your challenge is going to be, it's going to be perfect for you. Mine was perfect for me because that humbled me, and it immediately got my attention, because I can't really be mad I got scars on my face, because I'm so happy that I got both of my eyes, because I know people that don't have an eye. You know what I'm saying? I know people that walk around with patches on their eyes. I know people that have glass eyes. So I'm just like, okay, I'm sad, but I'm also happy. Thank you, God, for sparing me my eyes, my eyesight, and my vision, and my life, because I fell on a display case. I could be dead. This is the display case where I fell and hit my head. Look at this. I could be blind. I could be dead. Thank you, God. Like, literally dead. It could have easily cut my throat. It could have easily poked my eye out. It could have easily popped an artery or a vein, you know what I'm saying? It just killed. I could have been dead, put it like that. That was a near-death life experience. I didn't know that term right then, but, from there, it was like a whole different world opened up to me. Like, 2 days later, we were on a cruise. Mind you, I was still kind of going through some financial issues. Like, I was barely paying my rent. And I've been on my own since 17. Like, I've never had to depend on anybody. I'm self-sufficient. I've never not had anything. I've never, everything I needed, I always had. And really, nobody knew that part about it either. A lot of the reason that I wasn't eating was because I had to pay my rent. I was going on a cruise, and before I went on that cruise, I had to have my rent paid. So I wasn't thinking about eating. I wasn't thinking about anything except for getting my rent paid. And not only that, after 2 hours after I left the emergency room, I had to go to work, because guess what? I had to pay my rent. Nobody knew that. And I'm still not that type of person. I'm not the type of person that's going to be like, oh, I need this. Can you help me with this? I need this. Oh my God, life's so hard. Life's so hard. It's messed up. That ain't me. It's just, I'm thinking, bitch, you can't eat. You got to pay this rent, because by the time you come back, you'll have an eviction notice on your door. So a lot of that was going on, but I was still trying to be positive and, trying to make everything work. So we go on a cruise 2 days later, and I'm in Miami. We're about to board, and I look on my sailing ship card, and I see that I have table number 777. Me and my brother shared a room, and everyone else in our party had anytime dining, but my sailing ship card had 777 on it. So I'm like, why does mine say 777, but y'all got anytime dining? Like, why is mine table number 777? So we stayed in line for 30-45 minutes just to get to the front desk for her to say, oh no, that's a generated number, it's random. She said we either give 777s or 999s. But by that time, I had already, while I was in line, I was Googling the meaning of 777, because I'm like, why would mine be different? You get what I'm saying? So, and then what I read was, this is the universe wrapping its arms around you, giving you comfort and peace. Now, that was important for me, because I'm dead on the inside. I'm scared. Like, the day before I left, even my friends, when they would see me, it's like I could see them fighting back tears or even really crying. Like, oh my God, Ebony, because everyone close to me knew how much I love my face. Like, everyone close to me know, because I'm just this, oh, no, makeup, don't come near my face. Like, I'm just funny like that. So if you really know me, you know how much that hurt me. So people around, random people just kind of looking, may not think that it affected me so much, but people who knew me knew, oh my God, Ebony, are you gonna make it out of this? So when I started researching 777, I was like, wow, oh my gosh. So it's like it's a message of comfort and peace. The universe is wrapping its arms around you. It's the most perfect number in the universe. Like, it was just so many good, comforting messages that I had no choice but to just look at the positive. And not only that, I was able to heal in the most beautiful places in the world. I was in Ocho Rios, Jamaica, and I was riding horses, and people were still all over the world still calling me beautiful. And I'm looking around like them men in Mexico and stuff. Oh my God, they love black women. They love black women, and they were just like, oh, bonita chocolate. And I'm like, I'm still smiling, but I'm hurting. And then I'm wondering, like, I got stitches in my face. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of understood that everything was divinely guided. I started to realize, like, yo, something bigger is going on in my life right now. Like, I can't really put my finger on it right now, but I know something big is coming out of this. So, it kind of taught me patience and to be a little still. Oh, and another thing. So when I went to get my stitches, they told me it'll take 6 months for my face to heal, right? 3 different doctors. They sent in the PA. They sent in the nurse assistant. They sent in a couple of doctors telling me to get the tetanus shot. Like, you fell on glass. You need to get a tetanus shot. It's going to help you. You may get this. You may get an infection. My mama telling me, Ebony, you need to do this. Like, listen to these people. And I'm just like, I can't do it. I know too much. I'm not going to allow anybody to put any vaccines or any type of, like, the shot to numb my face, to stitch me up, like, yeah, y'all can put that in there. But y'all coming in talking about some tetanus shots and all these vaccines and stuff, I just know too much. No, thank you. Thanks, but no thanks. I'm like, I'm healthy. I eat fruits and vegetables. Nothing is wrong with me. I'm going to heal. My body is strong. My cells are already at work, because I didn't have time right then to be sad, because I know that sadness affects your cells and your ability to heal and all that. And I know that's how our bodies were made to heal itself. I know that. So I wasn't listening to any outside voices when I went through that. It was just like, my main focus was heal. Like, I ain't got time to be playing. I can't be around nobody sad. So the timing was perfect for me, because I was able to be gone for 10 days. Like, no, we were on a 7-day cruise. So I was gone for 7 days. And I mean, in the most beautiful places, in my favorite place in the world. I love the water. I'm going to the ocean tomorrow to get this energy on 11/11/11. Like, that's my favorite place in the world to be. So for this to happen to me at this time, sparing my eyesight, sparing my life, then on my card, which I always keep in my purse, 777s, I knew, like, wow, God chose me. And not only that, I had a affirmation on my wall that said, God has put a life message in you. He wants to speak to the world through you. Any blessing under the sun that is meant for me will be mine in God's appointed time. I didn't have no story then. I didn't grow up in I didn't have a traumatic childhood. You know what I'm saying? My mom was a good mom. I didn't lack anything as a child. I really didn't. So I don't have a struggle story. I really don't. And even now, even my face messed up and getting evicted and having financial problems that I put myself into, that ain't a struggle story. It's not a struggle if you make bad decisions. You get what I'm saying? Like, it ain't nobody's fault that you doing shit you ain't got no business doing, or you making bad decisions, or you're not controlling your spending, or you stunting and not saving. Like, that ain't nobody's problem that you running into. Like, that's a cause and effect. This is what happens when you make these decisions. So I don't have a struggle story. But I had that affirmation on the wall, like, God has put a life message in you. And I had no clue. I just read it every day, like, okay, yeah. And trying to think, like, yeah, I got a story, but all my story is I'm a winner. You feel me? I won this. I got this award. I passed this test. I went to college. I did that. I got this job. I never not got a job I applied for. Like, I'm just used to winning. I'm not used to losing. So I don't have a struggle story until then. Like, it was a lot of beautiful synchronicities. I saw 2 white doves while I was on the cruise, which just made my heart just sing. Got 2 doves that I've been watching forever, and I want to know the significance of these 2 doves in the middle of the ocean. Like, I just felt like, God, I just kept looking up like, God, I get it. You are aware of me. You love me. You protecting me. Like, I get it. All of these synchronicities and serendipities was happening to me, and I had no clue like what it was. So when I got back, I just started seeing more. Every time, ever since then, ever since my accident, it was like angels appeared. Once I understood that this is what it means every single day, and I mean it, there has not been a day since that I haven't seen synchronicities or some type of divine message from above to let me know that I was spiritually in tune and guided. So I guess it allowed me to be more peaceful. And I started writing it down. I started, writing down what it meant when I saw certain things. I started doing more research. I started watching all the YouTube videos, and I started looking on Amazon for numerology books. And, I just really grew my trust into it because I understood nobody can help me on this thing. Nobody can help me on this thing. And it still took 2 years because I'm just now talking about it because people thought I was crazy. And at that time, I was kind of caring about what people thought. They was asking me, was I Illuminati? They already thought I was Illuminati because I always wear black. But now that I'm walking around with scars on my face and I done been through this, like, just imagine grieving, having sutures in your face, open wounds, having to adjust to a new look, a new lifestyle. This pretty girl that just always thought she was the shit. Now you got scars on your face. Like, the only thing I was thinking about was healing my face. But then people calling me, asking me, I'm just going to ask you straight up, man, for real, man, was that a sacrifice? Man, FOH. And it wasn't just one person, it was several people. And the reason that my videos seem so relatable is because they are. It's authentic. It is not something that I'm just researching because I've seen a couple of times. It's something that I really experienced in my life. And it kept me moving forward because I got big dreams. I got big goals. I'm a dreamer. I always look, if you could do it, I can do it. Diddy got a network. Oprah got a network. Ebony gonna have a network. You feel me? Why can't I have a network? Why can't I open a school? Why can't I have a nonprofit and help kids? If you can do it, I can do it. So I had big dreams. All I was doing was visualizing and manifesting things and writing stuff down. I want to do that. That's dope. Oh, and let me tell you this. By the time I came back from the cruise, my face was healed. I remember looking at my brother who had said the first time he seen me, man, if somebody did that to you, man, I would have to go to jail, man. There's no way I could sit back and let somebody do that to you. I'm glad that it happened the way it did because I would have to do something. So when I come back off the cruise, he looked like, oh, damn. And that just made me feel good. I knew it, I could heal myself. So I spent a couple of months, and maybe in 3 months, I had wrote 3 books. Because I took that energy and I transmuted it into something positive because I knew that it didn't happen to me for nothing. I knew that it was a part of the plan, so I could either cry about it or I could boss up. I actually did both. I cried 3 times. I cried in yoga the next morning. I cried that night after I finished my client. I cried in yoga the next morning, and I cried one day on the cruise. And after that, it was just like, bitch, you got to boss up. What you gonna do? What's next? So it still took me a couple of years to even get to the point to where it's like, this is your gift. You're a teacher. You're an educator. Do what you put here to do. Because my ego self was like, they not gonna like you. Because I do have a strong energy. Some stuff about me that may come out and you like, I ain't fooling with that Means Diva girl. I don't like her. And it's okay. So, I'm understanding how important it is to just be your authentic self. Just be your authentic self. So I go to church that Sunday. We get back. I forget which day we went back, but the next Sunday, maybe a couple days later, I went to church, and it was a guest speaker at church, and the sermon title was Tested and Approved. Okay? Tested and approved. And I remember the scripture said, meet Apelles, tested and approved. And the preacher was saying, you don't have to know what that person went through, but just know that if God put his hands on them, they tested and approved. And I just couldn't stop crying because I'm like, I know this was a test for me. And I know that I passed it with flying colors because I didn't curse God, and you never question God. I didn't say, why me, God? Because I know God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. I got scratches all in my nose, cuts all in my nose, can't touch it. To see those synchronicities and to see how they unfolded in my life and how they lit my path, it just made me more open and more open-minded to everything around me. When you go through your spiritual awakening, no matter what you've been through, you either gonna cry about it or you gonna boss up, okay? You went through it for a reason. You lost your job, you lost your lover, you lost your parents, you lost whatever. You lost that thing that you thought you had to have. You lost that whatever it was. It's okay. Anything you lose is going to be replaced with something better. So my advice to you, and the reason for me sharing my story, is to let you know that even what seems like it is a negative, it always has some type of silver lining. This looked like something horrible. That was just my biggest fear, having my face cut. I don't want to fight people in the club. Somebody fighting, I'm not looking at no fights. I'm running the other direction. Get away from me with that foolishness. I don't want to fight. Like, I was very particular. I've never been in any abusive relationships. Like, I'm not going to be with no man putting his hands on me. Like, that's just something that I'm not going to deal with. I was very particular of my face. And guess what? My face still got cut. Okay, I still ended up with not one, not two, but 3 cuts in my face. Okay, so, yeah, that was my experience. That's how I ended up right here where I am. Because I knew it was real. And I'm looking up like, okay, so the angels are saying if you share your gifts, you're gonna be paid abundantly. I know I'm talented, I'm gifted. I'm a manicurist, I make my own clothing. I'm a teacher, I'm articulate, I'm an author, I'm a self-published author at that. I did my own everything. I made my own courses. Everything that I have to offer, I built from the ground up. It's mine. I put my stamp on it. It's mine. And that is a totally different feeling. So I want to send y'all love. I hope that, and I am going to show up and I'm going to share with you. I've been writing for years. I'm going to share with you everything that I learned. To be a student of the game, you got to study the game. You got to learn from the winners and the losers. Never judge a man's harvest until you know his seeds. You don't know what people are going through or how they got where they got or why they are where they are. I've been trying to craft and, get a videographer and have this nice little production showing who I am. But, man, ain't nobody got time for all that. It is what it is. Okay? This is what happened. This is my truth. And that's how I got here. Like, that's why, I be reading my comments like, yo, I'm just a regular girl that ain't never been regular. You feel me? I'm just a regular girl that ain't never been regular. But I do want to let you know that God put it's not just me. I'm not just the only chosen one. You just got to wake up. And when you wake up, you can't go back to sleep. And if you up and you're paying attention, then do something with it. That means you special. God chose you. He chose all of us. I don't care where I'm at. I be in a room with millionaires and everywhere, in their houses and all that. And I'm looking at them like, you just like me. You know better than me just because you got a little bit of paper. Okay? Because God can move you from the back to the front just like that. He can move you from the back of the line to where you was overlooked to having you overbooked, booked and busy. You feel me? So, angels and happy people and prosperous people, I hope that you got something from my story. I hope that you know a little bit more about me. I'm happy that I share my story. It's kind of like a condensed version, even though it's been recording like 30-something minutes. But, it's so much more that I'll get into. It's so many more angel stories in the beginning. But this is my first angel story. And anytime I use the hashtag angel story, I'm going to show you. I'm going to give you evidence from my life of angelic and divine guidance. Okay, because I literally got angels all around me. A man pumped my gas for me yesterday. My card, I kept trying to put my card in at the gas pump and they kept saying, please see cashier. And I'm like, I don't feel like going in there. So by the time I gave up and was about to go into the thing, a man came up to me and said, can I handle this for you with his card? Pumped my gas and paid for my gas. And tell me that ain't God. Tell me I ain't got angels all around me. And that happens to me, not just the gas part. That was the first time somebody ever came and pumped my, oh wow, you know what? I pumped somebody gas not too long ago. But anyway, my point is, I got angels all around me. I'm divinely guided. God loves me. I have angels all around me. Okay? And you do too. So I want you to pay attention to the signs, pay attention to the synchronicities, and I love you so much. I'm going to show up. If I gave you any good energy, put a heart in my comment. Let me know if you've experienced your spiritual awakening. Let me know what you're doing with this 1111 energy. Let me know what you're doing with your life, okay? Because anything that seems like it's a negative, trust me, it's a silver lining. Everybody got a story to tell, and it ain't about you, it's about your story. It's not about you, it's about your story. My story is dope. It's super dope. And I got so many angel stories to share with you. And I'm eager to share because that's what God put me through it for. Because I'm private. It's a lot of people close to me don't even know stuff I just told you. Like they damn sure don't know that I ain't have my rent money. That's why I fainted. I couldn't eat because I couldn't buy no food. Nobody knew that. But I'm sharing it with you because I don't give a damn. I don't care. Maybe you going through the same thing and you just thinking it's the end of the world, but baby, that bag coming, you will be provided for. So I'll see you later. I'm going to share more with you, and I love you, angels.